Today guys, on the Everyday Golfer, we are talking about some irons that have been requested a lot on the channel. It has been a brand that has been used by major champions, but is a brand that you don't see too often. But with shots like that, I wonder why. So guys, we are talking about a club that also comes in at under £600 for 4 to pitching wedge. So again, good pricing, big brand, but what are they? Comment below guys, what clubs are you thinking straight away to your mind before we get into them. Now we are using a cavity set today which was sold out on their website, which is interesting because this is a club again that you can't seem to get at most golf clubs that do fittings. So be interesting for you to comment below where, if you do have these irons and if you do have this brand, where did you get fitted? Because it's not something that I see a lot, and it's not a brand that I see a lot from everyday golfers. It certainly was maybe 10-15 years ago, but not so much now. But middle of the fairway here, just a little pitching wedge in. And again, extremely easy to hit. Cut that one a bit too well. That's gone a little bit past the pin, a little bit to the back of the green, but so easy to hit. So let's get into it. We are talking about the Wilson D9 irons today, but mainly Wilson, a very tough brand to find, a tough brand to go and get fitted for. But why is that? So you'll see on the screen guys, I have gone through the American Golf website to get a price for these. Funnily enough, on the website of Wilson, it did say that these irons were sold out, so very interesting that they are sold out. It's very hard to go and get them fitted. If you have had these D9 irons fitted, please do comment below, and comment below where did you get those fitted. But American Golf, nice and easy. You can see I've gone through, I've selected everything I needed. So if you have been for a fitting, maybe you've been somewhere, you've got fitted for some irons, but you really want Wilson, then you can see you can pretty much pick everything you need. So you can pick your lie angle, you can pick your grips, you can pick your shaft, you can pick the length of the club, so you can pick a lot of things. It's not always the same as trying them out. So you'll see on screen also that just over £580 for this set of irons, so much cheaper than the competitors, but performing just as good. So it'd be interesting to see the numbers in the studio, but certainly here, components wise, KBS shafts, premium grips, and a great looking design, but obviously it's down to performance. Can they perform? So far on the first hole, they certainly do. Now I'm going to go 4-iron here on this par 4, but the D9 irons, again, who are they directed for? So what kind of everyday golfer should be using these? So these are slightly stronger lofted, so the 4-iron, as you'll see on screen, is coming in at 21.5 degrees. So probably closer to your traditional 3-iron, but they've also changed some things in this club to help it launch nice and high, so it's not just stronger lofted, can still get it landing soft. But when I'm thinking 4-iron, I'm thinking, can I get a penetrating ball flight? Yes, for the everyday golfer, you might want to get a little bit higher. For me here, I certainly want to see it launching low. And on the first, that's exactly what we saw. Can we see it again here? We certainly can. That's an extremely low ball flight, a nice penetrating ball flight. Exactly what I want to see. That wasn't a centered hit by any means. That was a little bit off the toe. So it'll be interesting to see how far that has gone. But very forgiving irons here. Could be perfect for the everyday golfer with a perfect price. Now we have a carbon forged steel head, which does give you the feel that you want from a forged head, nice and soft. Again, sounds great, doesn't sound too clicky, even though they are a little bit stronger lofted and they are a cavity bite. They haven't compromised on the sound, which is a big thing for me. I want to have something that sounds nice and soft, feels nice and soft. Again, the finish on there looks fantastic. These are good looking irons, so if you went on looks, yes, that is good. One thing they do mention is that it does have a nice and thin top line. I wouldn't say, looking down at the golf ball, which you can see now, that is the thinnest top edge I've seen in this kind of iron. So I've seen other irons where they do have that little bit thinner top edge, and that's something that's personal. A lot of people, mid-handicap Dave for example, doesn't mind the top edge. Someone whereas Frankie, as a scratch golfer, might not want something too thick. Frankie has just got some new irons which will be on the channel in coming weeks. We might even compare them to these because price wise there's going to be a big difference. But I'm going to now see, can I get this 4-iron launching nice and high? Can I get this nice and high? I should be able to reach from here. We're just outside 200 yards, But if I do come up short, it'll be very interesting to see the pitching wedge, which is what I want to talk about next. So yes, we can get that launching a lot higher. That's probably double the flight of the tee shot. So that's right up there. I think that is just a little bit short, just right of the flag. So we'll have a chip shot. So we'll be very interested now to talk about the pitching wedge. Now this is where we might start to struggle. So I've got the pitching wedge here, which you'll see on screen, just coming a little bit stronger than normal. So stronger than traditional. It's down at 44 degrees. So if you haven't been able to go for a fitting for these and you have bought them off somewhere like American Golf, then you need to think about your wedges. What wedges do you have? You might need to add an extra one in, you might need to totally change your wedges. So then saving the money on these irons might then cost you in the long run because you need a full set of new wedges. You might need to then go 48, 52, 56 and 60, or you might just have those in your bag anyway. That would be ideal. This is where it's kind of hard, so you don't always start to see that you get control from this. These clubs have felt great, so in a fuller shot with a pitching wedge felt fantastic, the 4 irons felt fantastic, the mid irons felt fantastic, but here it's hard to judge. Is it going to come out a little bit too low? Can we control it? Because this is a perfect shot for a bump and run, which we could use this pitching wedge for. You see there, a little bit of grab, came out a little bit fiery, not too bad, gone to around about 8 to 10 feet, which from here I would certainly take, and as the everyday golfer you might take, but that's where you've got to think, do I need extra wedges, can I chip with it? This is where you need to think about what is the pitching wedge. Is that going to mean you need an extra wedge? Does that mean you're sacrificing something at the top end of your bag? Does that mean you're getting rid of your favourite hybrid, your favourite 7 wood, to accommodate another wedge? That's what you've got to decide. Although they're a great price, is it going to cost you more in the long run? So the Wilson D9s do come with the asymmetric power hole arrangement, so that is again to get a little bit more ball speed off these clubs. So it'll be very interesting to see numbers with this, especially with a mid-handicapper, and that's what I'll be interested to see from the mid-irons. Do we want to see that you are getting a lot of speed from mid-irons? Is it then hard to control the distance? Can you then control it a little bit by knocking down a shot? Can you take a little bit off? Can you give it a little bit more? Or do you feel like you can only play full shots with that? Because if you can only play full shots with a club, it can restrict you. Obviously, if you're looking to get your handicap down, you want a club that is a little bit more versatile. You want a club that you say, okay, can I control it? Can I take a little bit of speed out and get one going a little bit shorter? Can I maybe manipulate these clubs a little bit to get a different shot? That's what you need to be able to do to get your handicap down. I'm going to test that now. So I've got around about 150 yards here, so my normal A time will go around about 160 to 165. So it'll be interesting to see here, can I knock it down a little bit? Can I get it landing soft on the green and not running through? Because I'm going to actually try and not get the trajectory that it probably wants you to do. So it wants to generate a higher launch. I'm going to try and actually get it to go a little bit lower. Can we then get the spin to get the ball to stop? We do have a little bit of dew on the greens this morning, but if I get a good strike, what can I do? Obviously, rating these clubs for me looks fantastic, look as good as anything else on the market, and look very similar to the irons that Frankie has been using, which will be on the channel next week. But also then, obviously, performance and feel, they feel fantastic. I've had some missed hits, but still being able to get them going the distance that I want. I have been able to play a higher 4-iron, I have been able to play a lower 4-iron, but can I play a controlled 8-iron into this green now? So launched a little bit higher than I would want it to. Big bounce. And it has run through. So a good strike there, launched exactly like they do say, so it has launched quite high, it has landed soft, but then it has ran a little bit further than I want. It hasn't got the spin control. I am using a premium golf ball, I still haven't got that control onto a green. So for me guys, it might not be something that's going to give me enough spin, and I don't want to see that higher ball flight. So guys, that's finally been something Wilson tested on the everyday golfer. It seems like we've had a lot of requests for that. I'm still trying to get hold of a driver for Dave to test, but those were the D9 irons. So if you're looking for an iron that can get you a little bit higher launch and landing the ball softer, also something that gets a little bit more ball speed, so it might even get you a little bit more distance, then do please try and check these irons out. They feel fantastic, they look fantastic, but comment below, does anybody know where you can get fitted for them? It seems that Wilson is a brand that's often missed out.